So financially, with our divorce, we were sort of lucky. Well, not really lucky. I keep saying stuff like that, but I certainly don't mean that divorce was good and we were lucky. Anyway, as far as financial, we were we were fortunate that we did not have a ton of debt, and we also did not have a ton of assets. We sold the house because we owned a house, and when we sold the house, it was enough to pay off all of the debts, credit line, Visa, blah blah blah, and leave a little bit extra for each of us to start anew, I guess. So that was good, um, in that respect. We, I guess, I worked in a bank, so I was able to look at things from that kind of perspective, and I've seen different people go through divorces and stuff at the bank and what happened with them and everything like that. I really wanted to hang on to the home, to live there, to stay there. Couldn't afford it, of course, but even if I did, I would have had that kind of connection financially with him. I could have bought him out, but again, I couldn't really afford that. Um, you really need to step back as far as financial. Money is concrete. Money is just money. You don't, some people are emotionally involved in money, but you don't have really emotional connection with money the way you do with your children or maybe the home you lived in. I'm very sentimental, so it was really, really hard for me. I didn't show it. I mean, I tried not to show it anyway, but there was a lot of stuff I really tried not to show for the sake of my children and the sake of a lot of things. So giving up the home really was the best thing financially and the best to restart. Um, as I say, it paid off the debts and made a clean slate for everything. We kept one bank account open. I think I said in the previous video, but I'll say it again because it's a different video. One bank account, all the children's tax, child tax benefit, the monthly deposit went into there. My ex-husband's monthly payment went in there, and so anything to do with the kids came out of there. So daycare payments and again what they needed for school, all this kind of stuff. So it was just a lot easier. I did not need alimony. He couldn't afford it anyway. So, but it wasn't something that, I mean, we weren't rolling in it. Neither of us. We didn't have a ton of money, but sorry. I was able to move somewhere where rent was covered. So, again, just the amount of money that was given was for the children's needs. Obviously, when I bought groceries and stuff, I was able to take some out. Just, I don't know, stuff like that. You could get into all the tiny details, but it worked for us. Communication, of course. So, if I'm taking out $40, I say, I just bought our son a new coat, and this is the portion that I need, or whatever. I don't know. You don't need to communicate as far as chit-chatting daily and stuff like that, but just keeping the communication open as to what is happening as far as what money's being spent on, if it's joint money, that kind of stuff. You need to keep talking about that, even if you are pissed and irritated and can't stand this person for whatever reason, which I never got to that point, thank goodness. But you have children together. You need to communicate forever. I mean, you're always going to be in each other's lives in some way or another. So make it work. Don't, sit back and say, well, I'm going to take this person for all they have and blah, blah, blah. Get over it. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it sucks. Shit happens. Sorry. Poop happens. But you're an adult. Get over it. If you were 20 and you were dating somebody and the breakup happened because it happened for the same reasons maybe, you wouldn't be jumping all over the place for that person to, give you all their money and whatever. No, you broke up. You're done. Yes, if you have children, the children need to be provided for by both parents, of course. If you were married and now you're going to be separated and you can't afford to stay in a place, but this other person has more than the funds that... Anyway, if you need alimony to live, well, yeah. But keep things fair and keep things logical. It's hard not to let your heart get into it, your broken heart and your ego. But try. For the sake of everyone. You're going to look back on it and say, wow, I was really freaked out then. I should have done this or I should have done that. Just try and be realistic and think, okay, if so-and-so, if this was happening to somebody else, and what would I say about that? Or, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say, though. So, being realistic about money. And you know what? Go to the bank. Even going to the bank, because the banks are more than happy to make an appointment and talk to you about your options and talk to you about what's happening. One big thing is that if you have a joint account or joint debt, that is just as much your debt as their debt. And joint investments, joint savings, that's just as much your savings as their savings. So you can go into the bank for your money and it can be all gone because the other person went in and emptied the account and closed it because it's joint. So that's a big money thing. I should have said that right at the start. I just forgot, sorry. Joint investments. They can go in and cash in all your investments, even if it's yours, but their name is on it because they're your spouse. You say, well, those are mine. They wouldn't touch it. Well, don't count on it. Don't bank on it. Everything that you want to be yours for sure, get their name off. Close it, open a new one, however you want to do it, but get into that bank, get that advice, and try and be logical. I guess that's from my experience and from what I've seen and from my opinion. Yeah. Good luck.